just gonna put a post, but I'm too slow.
Oh, you know?
Let's go put something on Instagram.
Oh, well, you can, honestly. It's not even time yet. And what I'm going to do here is we can, like, use a little bit, like, other time if it's live already to, like, let people get in here. So, like, most people, when they first get on live, they give it a little bit of time to, let folk step on in here and whatnot. But, I really should have promoted this one. I don't really get on IG that much.
Yeah, you do. So, yeah.
I mean, low key, it could work because everyone will be notified. Like this person or Shellitronnn hasn't like.
Oh, you mean like posted on IG?
Yeah, because like, for me at least, just because, or even a story, because I haven't put a post or a story up in a long time. So like, notify people like this person has done it in a minute. What's good with you, Night Sun? What's good, Supreme Spooder Man?
Oh, we in the building?
Yeah, we live right now, but we're gonna wait for people to get in here for a little bit, and we'll get to our top 5 albums of the year.
2K18,
big 2018s. Honestly, we can talk about this like right now. Like this hasn't been a really huge year for music.
I thought it was a great year.
No, I mean I guess no. That's right. You're right. It was a good year for music, but it wasn't a clear cut. There weren't like a clear cut top 3 for me. I think there are albums I really liked. And there are albums that I found very interesting, but it was hard for me to actually figure out what I thought was like the actual top 5 out of those. Because there were some that sounded good, and some that I thought could have been a little bit better. It's kind of hard for me to.
I mean, I thought that there was a lot of output from a lot of artists, which is great, especially in hip hop. Was it really like masterpieces or anything classic? Maybe not.
Probably not.
I like to say that it was a Kendrick Lamar off year. So
yeah,
I mean, I feel like when that happens, everyone wants to put out music.
The disappointing thing about that is, although they may show up in the top 5, in a year where Kendrick doesn't drop an album, but both Drake and Kanye do. Still no classics. Still no actual classic. And those are like, I want to call them like
bad.
Yeah, they were
maybe
bad.
Scorpion.
But you would think that in a year where both Kanye and Drake drop, you would think a classic would come out of one of the two of them. But I think when we saw that kind of wasn't the case. Not just kind of, it definitely wasn't the case.
I'm just doing some promo, guys. I'll put my phone down in a second.
Yeah, we'll just let folk get in here real quick, and we'll get to the actual content.
The meat and potatoes.
What else was I going to say? Also, I mean, really for me, there wasn't even just, I wasn't even just thinking about rap this year. I think this year was a good year for other genres as well. I guess what I want to go over first actually is, what was your criteria for like what were you thinking about when you were ranking this?
Well, we've done these kind of videos before, and honestly, they were kind of different. I was kind of doing a lot more of like what I loved, but also a combination of like what I thought was impactful for the year.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this year, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be more about what I listen to the most. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have a very generic hype beastie top 5. I feel like more or less, maybe a few surprises in there.
All right, for me, for how I listen to music, honestly, how I rank music,
mm-hmm.
I guess when I go into an album, I try to look for what's interesting first, and for newer artists, I try to look for what like originality they bring, like what kind of new sound. Like I don't want to hear someone new do something that's been done like a ton times before, like Gunna and Lil Baby. If I listen to either one of those, I'll listen to the Young Thug album.
I think that's a great project.
I'll listen to On the Run before I listen to Drip.
I think that was a great kind of debut for them. I don't know.
There were some good songs, but when you're both, I don't want to hear both clones of one rapper doing a split album together.
Yeah, I just figured out today what YSL stands for. Yeah. Did you know?
Yeah, isn't it Young Slime Life? Something like that?
I think it's Young Stoner Life.
Oh yeah, Young Stoner Life. Yeah. Well, either way, I don't. But the thing is, like I was saying earlier, for younger, newer kind of artists, I look for originality, and for older artists, like I look for growth and like not stagnation. I like for me, for example, if Future had dropped an album, like I pretty much at this point know what I'm getting out of Future. Even if it's like a new album that comes out, I feel like from one Future album to the next, there may be better songs on it, but for the most part, I already know what I'm getting. I'm getting 808s, I'm getting Metro, I'm getting auto tune crooning. Like I'm probably gonna hear maybe one or two different subject matter like topics in his songs, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna get out of him.
Interesting. So what's your criteria exactly?
So first of all, is it interesting? There are some albums that didn't make this list because for me they just weren't from that particular artist. It wasn't that interesting for me. Like I've already heard that kind of thing from him before. I didn't get much more out of that.
Okay.
So first thing is it interesting? The second thing is replay value.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a big thing for me here.
If there was replay value, there are some albums that came out that I really liked the first and second time, but then after that I was like, it's so many skips. Like maybe not a skip on the first time you listen to it, but like after a while, you're like, okay, I like this song and this song and this song, but there's 18 songs on the album.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stuck between.
Yeah.
Are you going to listen to all of them, or is it more like put these few songs on a playlist and then scrap the rest of the album?
Yeah. I think for me, it's going to be a personal list, to be honest. I don't know if you want to start talking about runner-ups, but I know there's some albums that are like have huge impact, but I just didn't listen to them enough, and I love them, but they're just not something I play back that often.
We can talk about runner-ups. Yeah, we can do that.
Should we get the drink?
First? Oh yeah. Hold on.
So are we gonna get started now? Let's do this.
We can go and get started.
I'm done with my advertising. I put my phone down.
Oh yeah.
I might just pull up my list real quick.
Pull this up too. All right. Actually, I have the chat right here. Actually, because this chat on the computer is not moving, so I'm just gonna switch it back to this view because
we love to look at ourselves. So.
Yeah. Just because that chat was not moving at all, so there's no point of having it on that. We can actually see what's popping out here. But I guess first off,
what we got here?
We got
the classic.
You ever seen a 40 before?
Old English?
No. Don't report the stream. I'm 17. He's 14.
13.
He's at
14. Yeah, 14.
13 and a half, so it rounds up.
Yeah.
So the Fed's watching.
Again, got the Old English for old time's sake. I don't know. It's not a glass bottle. This is all they had.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of like an end of an era. This happened years ago, but when they started putting 40s in plastic bottles, I felt like that was. I feel
like it's not good for the environment. I'm kind of wondering what James Smith would say about this, but we're here with the Old English.
Let's go ahead and crack it open.
All right, cheers.
Get this popping.
Cling. Ooh, I'm happy this didn't fall up on camera.
All right, so
this is good though. We're not gonna spill this shit. Actually, the glass ones still have caps.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off with a runner-up.
Runner-ups. I got a long list, so go ahead.
All right. So my first one is Carter 5.
Ooh.
The Carter V, as they call it.
Long-awaited album.
Mm-hmm.
Highly anticipated.
Yeah. A lot of different drama before. What was it, like 3 years late? I think it's about 3 years late. Is it 2?
Late, man.
Yeah. So we all know about what happened with Lil Wayne and like the thing with Birdman and Young Money, Cash Money, and all that kind of stuff. With basically him not getting paid, him not being allowed to drop Carter 5, which I think was the last album on his deal with Cash Money, which are also, and obviously you had Drake getting released.
A lot of the Young Money artists getting effed over by Baby.
Yeah, Birdman. Exactly. A whole long list of things. Also a weird sequence of events where you see Lil Wayne talking about fuck Birdman, fuck Cash Money, and then them like reuniting on stage at a certain event, and then being cool again, and then like weeks later he was talking about fuck Cash Money.
I mean, I kind of understand, like, you have friends like that from back in the day, things happen and like you have disputes or whatever, but at the end of the day, you're still family and shit.
Like you want the thing to get resolved and whatnot. Honestly, I have a whole deeper thing about how I feel about the relationship between Birdman and Wayne.
They used to kiss.
I don't want to get into that right now.
Okay, that's a whole nother video.
Yeah, this isn't really the kind of it's a whole different subject for another day, which we get into.
You don't know what we're talking about. Hit that in a new tab real quick.
Yeah, look up Lil Wayne, Birdman, kissing on the lips. Just look up Birdman's history as a person. Honestly,
it was a father-son kiss.
It was a father-son kiss, very minimal tongue. I think we can all respect that. respect.
Maybe more saliva than needed though.
Respect their decisions. But yeah, either way, Carter 5. I think people, for me, I liked it a lot, but I think that people didn't like it so much because it wasn't all bangers and like
Uproar though.
Oh yeah, Uproar. Woo! We
that was the banger. That was the Lil Wayne banger that we needed.
Yeah, on a beat we already heard with was it Green Ranger, the song with J. Cole.
And also that song Uproar specifically for me just made me more double down on this thing that I believe is that Swiss Beats got the best ad-libs in the game. I'm sorry. I'm not even that much of a Swiss head like that, but I love Swiss ad-libs. Sorry.
Maybe for like a DJ or a producer, like he has what DJ Drama and like DJ Khaled to contend with, but there are some better. I think with artists, with actual rappers, there's some better ad libs in the game.
Okay. But continue about the album.
Oh yeah. So I think a lot of the hate that came from that album was, like I said, no bangers, not a lot of bangers. It was a lot more introspective.
Yeah, I like that.
The interviews with his mom.
Yeah, was deep.
Yeah, very deep. Honestly, that's what I talk about. I say I want to see growth from an artist. That's exactly what I wanted to see from Wayne. Like, that's what I expected. But when I heard it, I was like, you know what, this is actually pretty dope to see this like the introspective side of him. Like, you see more than just the one side you usually do, like the pill popping, the bitches and shit. You get the hard, the hood raps. You get the dope shit. But then you also get a lot of I guess I would call it vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
I think you see a lot of vulnerability in Wayne, and you don't really see in a lot of artists at all nowadays.
I think that's something
without singing.
A result of that we're starting to see now which is really cool, is that we're starting to see these artists come that were popping back in the day kind of start a new career and like get older as they're still in the game.
Yeah,
because I feel like especially it's really cool because it's kind of new with this generation, because like the old school rappers that we think are old school, they kind of like more or less got washed.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing like Jay-Z with 444, the new Kanye albums, the new Wayne album. They're kind of having their second round.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's really easy to get washed with the way that the game's changed in the last 2 years, the last like 5 years. Like 10 years ago, 2008, the game was way different. We were in the ringtone era, like where it was like the D4L, Soldier Boy, and like 10 years feels like a long time. Sounds like a long time, but in the scope of music, it really isn't. And like to see how the game has changed so much in the last like 2 years, we've been basically just under this whole the whole Woozy 808s, like the Metro Boomin kind of era of rap music. And since rap is the most popular genre now, like back in 08, I think it was still rock around that time. I think rock was just going on the decline, and it was rap starting to.
Rap is pop, and more or less.
Oh yeah. Rap is definitely way more popular than pop music.
And we're also seeing now even more, again, another trend type thing is like rock kind of melding in with rap and hip-hop.
I think we're seeing rock melding into rap, but I also think we're seeing a lot more other genres meld into rap.
Yeah, everything is getting more of a mix and a jumble, but it's still at the forefront. I feel like it's hip-hop that's kind of enclosing everything.
I definitely agree. I mean, we see rap kind of country songs. A lot of pop artists are doing a lot more collabs with rappers. I'm trying to think of other people. Like, there's a lot of other rap. A lot of genres are getting a lot more rap influence. But yeah, the whole rock influence on rap is definitely big.
See a little Uzi Vert, the clothes, like even just the clothes, like the new XXXTentacion Posthumous album, the Kanye song. That's like a crazy like metal. That's like the start of like a metal rap track.
Yeah, but the thing about that is, Skins was. At best,
I like the Kanye song. I fuck with the Kanye song. I'm not gonna lie.
The whole album was at best lame, and really at worst, just a really terrible attempt to try to get a little bit more money out of a dead rapper with unfinished songs, and honestly, a bad concept in general.
I mean,
I thought that album was bad. I thought Question Mark was
the execution of that album was that great, but I mean, I feel like it's something the fans wanted. I mean, do we want to get into the whole X story for this year?
I mean, he's not in my runner up, so I don't really care about it. Unless that one of the albums was
Savage.
Unless it was for you, you can talk about
It's not something I want to bring up, but
Oh.
okay.
It doesn't matter. What's one of your?
I had a long list, but now I'm afraid, honestly, that I'm kind of afraid that some of them will get on your list or something. What do you think about that? Like, I was just gonna list them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you can listen.
I mean, I didn't want to do a breakdown.
Oh, you can listen.
Just like
that's cool. That's cool.
So just know when you hear these ain't going to make my top 5. So I had FM, which was a very hard one for me. It came out towards the end of the year. Vince Staples, I love that album. We got the Black Panther soundtrack.
Yeah,
probably one of the best soundtracks ever for me personally.
Probably.
Definitely hip hop soundtracks. I don't know if you're really a Janelle Monáe fan, but that was the one album that I was saying that's probably a classic that didn't really make the list just because like I don't think it was really made for me, but I really appreciate that album and like what it does. Like all my #woke chick friends love that album.
Interesting.
Another one that's hard for me because it came out at the end of the year, the JID album.
DiCaprio.
The new
2?
DiCaprio 2, the new Dreamville signee. Ariana Grande, Sweetener. I just want to mention this because I did like the album. I know there's a lot of haters out there. Everything is Love, the Carter's album.
That was a trash album. And Ape Shit was a good song, but it was Amigos. What was it? Amigos reference track. So, I mean, it was just Jay-Z and Beyonce on an Amigos song.
Hey, it's good to see them both on the album. I thought it was cool.
It was a cool concept, but I think it was just done.
I'm only a quarter of the way through. We got K.O.D., J. Cole, Culture 2. Thoughts?
Hell no, that was a trash album. That should not even be That should be nowhere near honorable mention.
I know. I just kind of wanted to bring them up.
Okay.
Then another one, Scorpion. Sorry guys, did not make the list. There's some songs that are great. All of Drake's singles this year, probably some of the best songs of the year. But as an album.
It's real quick. It's not on my list either. That's also one of my honorable mentions. But
okay, I just want before he says anything, I just want Sean to know that Will he got onto Drake very late.
Yeah,
very late.
Okay, yeah. I guess I should just go ahead and say this. I don't like Take Care. First thing is I don't like Take Care. His best albums are Nothing Was the Same, and then If You're Reading This. And I thought that Scorpion was actually his third best album he's made.
Woo!
But at the same time.
Can I just real quick know like what's your criteria for that? Why it ranks 3?
Okay, so
because I like your top 2, but then I feel like Take Care comes next, or for the old heads, like probably what's the first mixtape?
So Far Gone.
Yeah, So Far Gone.
So back then, I think that Take Care and So Far Gone are just way, way, way too soft. I can't stand that. I like his newer like singing kind of. I don't want to call it ballads, but like this newer singing kind of stuff. But back then. I didn't like the beats. I didn't like Fireworks was a trash song to me. I didn't like that song at all. I mean, his singles back then were all good. I liked all of his singles back then, but I wasn't really into Drake at all until Nothing Was the Same. Like, I think his B-side on Scorpion was way better. All of those songs, all of those softer songs, I think were better than all but the singles.
I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while since I listened through the whole thing, but yeah.
Like Jaded? That's a great song.
I like that one song. Like when the whip's so cold, no one's got it. After Dark. I
remember that one.
That was a good song. Okay, let's continue. Let's get off Drake. All Iridescence and all the Brockhampton shit. Beer Bongs and Bentleys also loved it. I put Carter 5 here too. Oxnard, Anderson .Paak. I think Anderson .Paak's always someone that you gotta listen to more and you can get more into it.
Yeah,
you can't really get into it on the first try. So I think I still had to do that because, like, I feel like that's what happened to me with Malibu. Like, I didn't really get it at first, and then as time has passed, it's like probably one of my favorite albums of all time.
I love Malibu.
Yeah. So, and that when we did a review, it wasn't on either of our lists.
That's true. That's true.
Redemption, J-Rock, Victory Lap, Nipsey Hussle, Lil Baby and Gunna, Championships, Meek Mill, another one that came at the end of the year and surprised me. Taboo by Denzel Curry. And also end of the year, can't really talk about it too much yet. I Am, I Was, which was like probably the last good thing that came out.
Yeah.
It's 21 Savage.
Yeah, 21 Savage, really, I think 21 Savage had a lot of growth on that album. As a person, as a person as well, but on that album, I was actually really surprised, like, whoa, this is actually way better than I expected out of 21 Savage. Same with Meek Mill. The man got out of prison, or was it jail? Doesn't really matter. He got out of jail, and I was going on a walk, listening to it. I listened to music when I go on a walk. or going on walks, listening to new albums. But that Meek Mill was actually fire. I was like,
Very
wait a
fire.
second. I was thinking, okay, I listened to this Meek. I've been hearing a lot about it. I listened to it kind of late. It came out on a Friday night. I think I listened to it on a Sunday. Maybe it was a Monday. I don't know if I listened to it the first couple of days it came out, but I was like, the first song, Meek Mill.
Yeah.
If there's any person in the game who can really kill an intro, it's definitely Meek Mill. It's Meek. I don't know.
Collins sample?
Wait, hold up. You didn't have Invasion of Privacy on your honorable mentions? I thought it was a good album. I know there's a lot of hate for Cardi, but
I love Cardi, yo. We're from New York.
I thought Invasion of Privacy was actually a really good album.
I think we're gonna be talking about that later. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay. Oh, then I have a lot of questions. But either way, Iridescence. I liked it at first. I listened to it again yesterday, and
This is the Brockhampton album.
yeah, Brockhampton, the Iridescence album. It was actually way worse to me than not the first three, but from the trilogy, the Saturation trilogy. I thought that
Did those come out this year? Yeah, they
did they?
Where did it come last year?
It's been a long year. I feel like it came out.
This is okay. Let's now sum up 2018 because, like I said, that's a long list that I just listed out.
For real.
There was a lot of output, and I fucking love it. I think like hip hop, there's a lot of creativity right now, a lot of juice.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, just nothing too crazy as far as like one solid project. And I think that's just a thing right now with people aren't too focused on albums. It's more about singles. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that to a certain point. Yeah. And then like it's kind of hard because you talk about album sales, how streams are coming to it, and 1.5K streams equals a full album sale. So you don't really know if people are just streaming the singles or if they're actually listening to the whole album all the way through. I feel like for a lot of people, they don't listen to albums all the way through anymore.
Yeah.
Like front to back, it's kind of people don't have. I guess they don't have time, or they don't want to like sit down and spend the time to listen to an album all the way through for the most part. But I guess it's the way that we consume music and media and as a whole is way different than how it was even just like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
10 years ago.
Totally different. Now we got people just testing out. We have like, I feel like right now it's like a test arena like right now because like we got like Drake's doing the technique which is like I'm gonna put out as much shit as possible, get all the guap out of that shit, get all the streaming juice out of it, and then we got people like the Kanye 7 album style, which is like, oh, no one wants to listen to an album, so we're just gonna give them short bursts of like everything is a good song kind of thing. So I don't know really. It's kind of, I don't know what people want really right now.
Yeah. I mean, in that same vein, one album, I think there was two albums you left off that I thought were really good. The On the Run album by Young Thug, those were all bangers. The song with Jaden Smith was a great song.
Oh, you're talking about that short little EP?
Yeah, it was like 6 songs.
Okay, yeah. That was a weird album because I love Thugga. When I first listened to him, I was like, these songs are kind of weird, but then going back to them, but I was impressed by like all the features he got. But when I went back to them, like these are kind of different. You know what I mean? They're like creative and unique.
Then
typical Young Thug.
He had the Rocket Man cover.
Yeah, that was another crazy sample.
I was like, wait a minute, what is this? I was like, well, Thug did this.
That was crazy.
I was like, why at first? And I was like, hold up.
I wish I got more attention. I feel people kind of talked about it when it came out, but like after that,
it really didn't get big attention. But the Jaden song definitely, what's it called?
There was
Sirens?
a Nicki song. Who were the other features? It was like heavy features, right?
Yeah, there was quite a few features on it. There was a feature with Black. Black had a feature on it. Six Lack. But he had a good song. I mean, there's only like 6 songs on it, but that was a really good album for me. One more that I thought should have been on there. I can't remember what it was, but
if you remember, we can get it. Yeah, let's get into the 5. You want to go with yours?
I'll go my number 5 for this year's
drum roll, please.
Albums of the year. My number 5 might surprise you, but it's Kids See Ghosts with the album
Kids See Ghosts Sometimes.
Kids See Ghosts.
Kids See Ghosts Sometimes.
Which I think was, as a cultural standpoint, probably one of the most impactful albums, because we all know about the whole like falling out between Kanye and Cudi, how they weren't friends for a while because obviously Ye and I guess a lot of people thought that Cudi was only good for a hook. No one wants to hear a Cudi verse for the most part, but on a hook, I mean, Cudi probably one of the best in the game, or at one point he was one of the best in the game at coming up with a really good catchy hook. I mean, the whole Cuddy humming, the crooning. I don't know.
I'm a fucking personally. I'm not a big Cuddy fan. I've always said this. I've never been a big Kid Cudi fan.
That's putting it lightly. He's a Cudi hater.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I wasn't even really. I'm a huge Kanye fan. I wasn't really onto 808s and Heartbreak when it first came out. But you know, I always appreciate Kid Cudi on a Kanye song. I've always appreciated that. And this album really, this is a great. We were talking about the fusion of rock and hip hop.
Yeah.
And this was a great example.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It was almost like not bounded to genre in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways because of the beats as well. They were kind of like the kind of swooning kind of melodic beats that you hear, but no 808s. First of all, the songs also felt like kind of like anthems a lot of times.
Yes.
A lot of very. And then I guess
I'm gonna pull up the track list real quick.
Nothing that made it kind of like separate from rap in general was the subject matter was a lot more tilted toward like mental health and stuff. There was no kind of braggadocious kind of raps on this album.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about just the whole Kanye thing going on.
Yeah.
A lot of Kanye drama this year.
Yeah.
From Trump to Drake beef to I guess the end of the Kid Cudi beef.
I mean the whole like
then we had 7 out like all these albums with 7 tracks.
The TMZ slavery was a choice shit.
That shit, oh my Jesus.
Yeah. He said slavery was a choice with a MAGA hat on. I almost look. I ain't gonna lie to you. I almost stopped being a Kanye fan. Honestly, his next album is gonna be what really determines whether I'm a Kanye fan still or not. Because if this shit is bad, if this next Kanye album is bad, then I really cannot fuck with him. And I'm done with it. He's kind of corny on Twitter. He's actually very corny on Twitter. It's actually a little bit unbearable to see. How old is he? Like 38?
Yeah, okay. Then again, another thing we've been talking about is these rappers going into an older age, the middle age.
Yeah.
And how they're ripening or whatever. Like Eminem, like a bad example. I liked his, the MGK diss, but
both Kamikaze and what was the album called?
Like
the album?
I don't even know.
Was it Redemption? I don't know. But the thing is, M dropped 2 bad albums. Kamikaze was all right for what it was, but I'm getting tired of him apologizing for his music.
Yeah.
He does a lot of, for someone who doesn't care, or someone who likes to talk about how much he doesn't give a fuck, he does love to bring up how he like, I guess, responding to critics, responding to backlash from his albums, from his songs. He seems to care a lot about what people think about him. For someone who doesn't give a fuck, who claims to not give a fuck about any of that stuff.
The Eminem thing, that's another conversation. But like, what the analogy I was trying to make is essentially that like, I appreciate Eminem as an artist, but I feel like I wanted his legacy to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the years to come, and I think like he's kind of downgrading that. And I don't want Kanye to also do the same thing and just don't fuck up your legacy, dude. With the Trump thing, you already did probably the worst thing you could have done. So just stick to the music, man.
Kanye's gonna fuck up his legacy. M's already done that, but M has a strong stranglehold on. I'm just gonna say it, on the white market. Look, there's nothing M could do.
Yo, white people love some Kanye though. White people love some Kanye.
That's true, but it doesn't matter what Eminem could put out an album, 14 songs, 3 minutes long each of him just farting on a mic, and
Scoop.
It'll go platinum,
whoop.
and it's really just gonna be for Eminem. He can just do whatever he wants to. This is gonna be someone who's gonna always, I guess, defend even his most trash albums. I think we can all understand. He has at least 2 trash albums, like 2 albums that Eminem.
Are we still talking about Eminem?
Yeah, he has some trash albums. I guess we can get off.
I mean, I feel like
he's on my list.
He's been having bad albums for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I said 2 to be nice.
His last good album to me was Relapse. I like Relapse a lot.
I don't remember. All I know is he has too much Skylar Grey on this shit for me to actually like that.
Okay, let's go back to let's wrap up Kitsy Ghost. Because I'm gonna bring it up again.
Okay, yeah, we can just wrap it up now.
We have a favorite track.
Favorite track for me from Kitsy Ghost Probably, I want to say Kids See Ghosts, but I'm going to say Reborn.
Reborn.
The I'm so reborn.
Oh yeah.
Keep
Oh,
moving forward.
another part Kid Cudi killed, and like I said, I'm not the biggest Cudi fan, but he could kill Hook.
Yeah, Cudi on the hook is always going to be, at the very least, catchy, but always going to be good. Always going to be good.
I like Free.
Yeah.
I feel free. Another like crazy anthem.
Yeah, a lot of different vocal effects on that song. I like that song a lot too.
The production on this album was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, not balanced genre, very experimental. Like almost a stadium sound, which is cool. But with a stadium kind of sound, you expect like more what the people expect more. But there's like, again, they were experimenting with a lot of different things here, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But I also like what is it? Fourth Dimension.
Yo, I was gonna say the Santa, like, what is Santa bringing? That sample.
It sounds like an old cartoon. Like
yeah.
I love that song. Like there's a YouTube, I don't know, someone on YouTube edited that song to like this old black and white cartoon, and it was amazing. Like it was great.
Definitely agree.
All right.
What's your 5?
Let's do number 5. Let's continue talking about Kanye. Believe it or not, there are gonna be some haters out there. I did have a tough job making number 5. But at the end of the day, I just went with what I listened to the most, and honestly, it was the Ye album.
Okay. That like just missed mine. I actually was considering it, but I had to put another album in there.
Yeah. So what was the order of the 7-track albums? It was Pusha first.
Yeah,
Push first. Ye came out second.
Push first, Ye, then Kids See Ghosts, then Tiana Taylor.
Then Nas though somewhere there.
Yeah, no, Nas was before Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Nas was a trash album. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nasir was not a good album. Tiana Taylor's Keep That Same Energy was also just as bad.
Same energy.
There was like one good song.
That was pretty good.
It was like one or two good songs.
I'm gonna pull up the Ye track list. First of all, crazy intro from Kanye.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I really wanted was more tracks, but for 7 tracks, I'm not mad.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people, if you're gonna complain about this choice, it's gonna be probably that, you know, how much does he actually put into his albums nowadays? Who's writing for the albums? Is he actually doing himself?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, the product is fire. I'm not gonna lie, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me with Kanye is just that. That's not the biggest thing, honestly. There's a lot of other things, but one of the big things for me about Kanye is, and any artist in general, I want to know if you're just the face of a machine that's pushing out a product. It's kind of hard for me to like give you the credit. Like I don't want to say I love this Kanye album. It's really like a 30-person team. I mean, every album has a team behind it, but as a creative project, you want to have like a majority of the creative direction in it. And if that's not the case, then it feels kind of weird, like giving you the credit for it, for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll run through the track list real quick. We got I Thought About Killing You, which he pretty much, that's what the song's about. Crazy intro. I mean, this whole thing, I guess, is like about his bipolarism.
Yeah,
his mental health.
I was confused about the line in the beginning talking about I called up the Muslims. I don't know why I called it the Muslims, but he called up the Muslims. He called up his loved ones, his cousins.
Well, there's like the whole thing with like, what is it, the Muslim, the Nation of Islam. They back up a lot of they're like bodyguards for a lot of old school rappers.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
All right.
But I mean that was a crazy intro. I think that was very experimental in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
Minimal beat, like him, like it was almost like spoken word. But him just like being all out there, just like he thought about killing you, blah 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 blah, all this like stuff about his mental health, crazy. Yikes! Tweaking on that 2CB, huh? That was, I think, the turn up kind of Kanye song that I needed for the year. We got All Mine. Which one's that again?
That's the one with Nicki on it, isn't it?
That's the end though.
That's the last song. Oh yeah, All Mine. Is that the one with Ty Dolla $ign? The Give You Supermodel Thick.
Oh yeah, that song's amazing.
Yeah, this was actually with Kanye.
I mean, that's Valet actually saying that part.
Was that
Valet? Jeremiah? I don't know. Anyway, great song.
But yeah, this was for Kanye. Really did reintroduce Ty Dolla $ign in a lot of different ways because he wasn't getting that much play.
I've told Will this before. I think Ty is one of the most underrated in the game. That's just me.
I liked him a lot before in his first 2 Beach House mixtapes or the albums. I don't know, but after that, it just seemed like I couldn't fuck with Ty Dolla $ign anymore. I didn't really like what he was putting out. I mean, I like his stuff. It was like a long, like maybe 5-6 years ago, but like recently, even the last like few years.
I'm not even saying that he like it's about his projects or anything. I'm just talking about his skill level.
I mean, yeah, he
and,
can
like,
sing. The dude can sing.
What
but
he adds to songs that he's on, and that the songs that people put him on.
what kind of placement was he getting there before that? Like, I don't know, what kind of placement was he getting before like this year? Was he like getting placement on other albums?
Oh, he had a huge song this year with Clout. Smash on a Clout.
Well, I mean, like before though. Like before.
Bro, he has a lot of songs. He has a lot. I can't think of him now, but I'm pretty sure he songwrites a lot too.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but I guess when I talk about performers, I think about like their actual performances.
Okay, Ty Dolla $ign hate. Let's continue.
He's good. No, he's
Let's
good.
continue. We got Wouldn't Leave with PND, Party Next Door. Another great song. Oh, written. I'm seeing here.
That song was with PND. It has PND. I think it has.
Produced by Ty
Jeremiah.
Dolla $ign right here.
That has like 3 different singers on it though. That's another thing about that. There's 3 features, and they're all singers. It's just kind of a weird. It's just too many features on this album for me, honestly.
The crazy song. Again, I don't know if Kanye wrote it, but pretty much talking about how Kim, all the Kanye, he's doing all these crazy tweets. Kim's not leaving him. She's still sticking by his side. All the girls feel that sorry to all the girls, even though men fuck up all the time. All that shit. I thought it was pretty deep, especially coming from Ye. No Mistakes. Which one's that? I don't even know. They're blending in. Let's just talk about the song we want.
No Mistakes is the song about directed at Drake. The Make No Mistake, girl.
Oh,
yeah, a song that's a
great. What is that? Charlie Wilson? Who's in that?
I'm not sure. It might have been Charlie Wilson.
Great hook.
Or was that Mr. I forgot his name.
Yeah, it was Charlie Wilson.
It was all right. Yeah, that song was definitely directed at Drake.
Yeah,
the
light skin.
Yeah, the Too Close to Snipe You. To whatever.
I just loved how it was all talking to a girl, and then let's just get into a Drake hit right now, real quick.
Oh yeah, no, I think that was part of it though. Like they made it. Like it obviously wasn't like it's a big distance between like the hook and the verses, but I think
trying to make a Drake song.
Yeah, it's about like Drake, like the over the top singing about a girl, and like a Drake song. A song might not even be about a girl. Then all of a sudden it's something about a girl in a Drake song. That also could be like part of like the dig at him.
I thought that made that it was funny because it's like, well, first of all, the beef haven't unfolded that much, but it was like a nice jab without like being too intense.
Yeah,
but that was like that's like months ago now. And the song that probably one of the best songs of the year, Ghost Town.
Yeah. I thought that was Maddox on the bridge. I don't know if it was a hook or not, but it was definitely 070 Shake, who I listened to a couple songs of before, like earlier in the year, because I saw her on the
same like
on the XXL.
It's weird because like she was bubbling a little bit. I had like my sister and someone else put me onto her like right before the album came out.
Yeah, she's actually very talented. I'm surprised she dropped a couple songs. I actually did a reaction to one of her songs that got no views, but people don't really look for.
She signed to good music.
Yeah. But that doesn't really mean anything, honestly. When you think about it,
she has very unconventional music. It's not like she's kind of like she could be a pop singer, but she doesn't make that kind of music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's she doesn't make like cookie cutter kind of music. So I mean, I don't know how they're trying to market her with that.
They probably won't at all, honestly.
Yeah.
Think about. I mean, you
saw how they did Tiana Taylor. How long did it take?
Tiana Taylor. I mean, we can talk about Sci-Hi, Designer. They very disgustingly mismanaged him. It seems like every song Designer does that's not like that is for good music, like his albums and mixtapes and whatnot, sound kind of weird. But when it goes to like feature on a song, like this song Suicide with Diplo, that was a great song. And it showed like his kind of like sliding on and off beat kind of rapping that really works well for him in a cool little beat. But in his actual LOD mixtape, all the songs sounded really weird. Like Tonka was all right, but as a whole, Designer's like actual good music projects sound weird.
Designer.
I
I
think
feel
he'd
like
be
they
a good
just
album.
wanted him so they could, so Kanye could do that.
Yeah, that Panda remix of
Yeah, the Panda
Stretch My
remix on
Hands. Yeah.
Pablo,
Oh yeah.
which I mean might be too soon. No, it's not too soon. Pablo is one of Kanye's best albums. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's up there.
And then the last track, Violent Crimes, which I just want to like with this album, like it's another very personal song. But this is the thing. This is like I love the song because it's talking about. It's like talking to Kanye talking to his kids, specifically I think Nori, about how he doesn't want her to grow up to look like him because guys are gonna be chasing him and just like fatherhood and all that shit.
Mhm.
I'm like, yes, I love this side of Kanye, this personal Kanye. But then like a few months later, the news comes out that he did not write the song. Partisan Fontaine wrote that song, who has that song with Cardi B. I mean, it doesn't devalue the song itself, but I'm just like kind of thinking like,
Kind of does.
yeah, okay, yeah, but you know, I mean, it's like aesthetic wise and just listening to it, it's good. It's a great song, but
I'm not gonna lie.
as
to
a
you.
Kanye fan, like, where does that? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it just reconfirms a lot of the things I thought about Kanye and like his. I mean, he's a good artist, and obviously, I think his greatest skill is getting the most out of people he works with. So, like, even though, I mean, even before all this stuff, like the Ghostwriter stuff and all that kind of stuff, with his features, he always got people together. Like, he got the most and the best out of Chief Keef. Every time you get Chief Keef on a song, Chief Keef's features with Kanye they always sound better. He makes some pretty decent mixtapes. And his album, obviously, Finally Rich was one of the best albums I've ever heard. Or furthermore, one of the best albums recently. I guess semi-recently. But he gets the most out of everyone for his features. If they work with Kanye, if it's a Kanye song, or if Kanye's on your song, it just sounds really good. I guess that's one of his biggest strengths. But for him, I mean, honestly, it just takes a little something away when it's a personal song and someone else wrote
But how
it.
do you feel like? Okay, so like in like
You can't write a song about yourself.
and like visual art, okay, like artists, like I think like this is a good example because it's like a big hype beast type of artist, but like Takashi Murakami, right? So he like will do paintings and stuff where he creates the design, he knows what he wants, etc., etc. But then he has his team that he hires himself, the like understudy artists or whatever, to go out and actually create the physical thing. Is that not a parallel?
Not at all, because music, I mean, in rap in general, rap specifically, I should say, it's more about, the authenticity and like the personal expression. Like, I mean, for books, I mean, obviously a writer writes the book. They have an editor. They have people who like read their stuff as well. They're like, and like give them notes and whatnot. We don't like, and comedians don't write all their own jokes, but like we don't expect them to. We don't expect these people to like be by themselves and whatnot, and like, and there's no real expectation like actors. Actors aren't the people writing the scripts and whatnot, but we still give them a lot of the praise for.
Okay, so
what they
that's
do.
different because I feel like with an author, I do kind of.
With an editor though, there's a lot of editing that goes.
Okay,
on
yeah, with
writing
an
a book.
editor, that's different. But I mean, like that's like not. I feel like they're not always changing the plot as much necessarily. I guess
Perhaps.
it depends who's
but
writing.
in rap though, there's definitely
Okay, yeah,
an expectation
that's true.
of singularity, not really singularity, but at least minimizing the amount of influence that others have in your music. And if it was like one or two people, maybe.
But
But
do you
Kanye
think
has
that,
whole
that
teams.
the game is moving beyond that? Because I feel like
Yeah, but the game's also becoming less less quality in the game. So I mean, there's so I mean that it's part of it. It's participle too. Like there's causality to it. I should say. So
you
yeah,
think
the
that
game
waters down things a little bit?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, if you come out front, like you start your career off with it like being you in a big game, then we can understand it. But like Kanye obviously came through kind of DIY. He had his own beats, but now he doesn't even use his own beats for the most part. Doesn't write his own lyrics for the most part. He used to write very personal songs. Like this, I don't know for sure, but I assume he wrote all Through the Wire by himself. But he came and write a song about his daughter and his life growing up by himself. That's kind of a weird.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
It's really. I mean, if you need someone else to write a song about your personal feelings, it kind of devalues. the sentiment behind it, because you're obviously going for a sentiment. You're obviously going for some kind of like connection with the listener between you and them, and to have that be, and know there's an intermediary, to know that there's like a third party in that has nothing to do really with Kanye at all. I mean, if it was like Kim writing the song, that's another thing. I could get that, because Kim would know. Kim is obviously very privy to his intimate thoughts and like his internal struggle or whatever. But you have to like have like an hour or two interview with someone, like giving them all the details of your life or like your immediate mindset. Like, okay, here's what I think all the time. Now write a song about this in my voice, from my perspective.
It's wild, and it's wild how good they did it, which is crazy.
Yeah, there's some really great songwriters out there.
But the thing is, like, I think it's a good note to end on, but I just think it's crazy. Like, Kanye is just such a spectacle. People are going, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With every release, people, like, whether you like it or hate it, like, you just want to know what's going to be. Which is interesting. It's interesting. All right, let's go to number 4.
All right, my number 4 for this year may actually, surprise you, because you already know how I feel about this album. But it might surprise other people when I say my number 4 album is Panic at the Disco, Pray for the Wicked.
Oh, non-hip. Oh, man, wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Pray for the
All
Wicked.
right, that's it.
Panic at the Disco, for me, I mean, I listen to a lot more rock and I guess pop nowadays. But this is like, I don't know if this is rock or pop. It's more like a pop rock album. Or I guess maybe alt rock. I don't know. There's a lot more horns in it. It's not like a lot of guitars at all. A lot more horns and strings. And there's are they beats? Is it like a scoring kind of thing? I guess I'll call it a score.
It's very theatrical.
It's very theatrical. Very I want to call it over the top.
Yeah.
But it's very like dynamic and like I don't know exactly how I describe the album, like from a sonic perspective. But for me, knowing that it's really just Brendan Urie at this point, and that he's creating like these different sounds, like kind of like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, their sound has changed literally every single album. Mm-hmm. Like there's no you're not gonna get the same thing every single time. And sometimes they've gone bad. That folk album was I mean, for what it was, it was good. Panic.
Did they put out a folk album?
Yeah, the second album, Pretty Odd.
Sure. Pretty Odd. That was Pretty Odd. Was that a folk album?
Yeah. That is not me.
I don't think that's a folk album, bro.
It's definitely a folk album. What do you describe it?
I'm not saying that's a folk album. I'm still saying that's like a pop rock album.
It's not a rock album. That's not a rock album.
It's like bordering on pop. I would say it's very rock.
I call it folk. I call it like.
I don't think it's a folk album, bro.
I think it's a folk album. We'll have to get something put like that. But I think it's a folk album.
I mean, I'm gonna give a precursor, which is I did listen to this album one time. It wasn't a bad album. I might have to go back to it. But I will say that like Panic at the Disco is one of the artists that came out of the emo generation and the emo scene and like really just took it to another level. Like you said, the best parallels, Fall Out Boy. They probably are the pinnacle of that. But Panic, especially they come going from a band to like kind of one guy. Mm-hmm. Another thing, like with the new generation, like we have, like they came out, Panic at the Disco. What was their first hit? I Write Sin's Not Tragedy.
Yeah.
Like, they have a new audience of high schoolers and kids that didn't grow up with that album or single.
Yeah.
Like literally, there's a family friend that parents have, and they have a kid that's younger, and they were talking about the new Panic at the Disco. And I mean, I didn't know about that stuff. I think we have a technical difficulty right now.
I don't know if it's just going off to should be straight. Maybe we're not straight.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
We are not plugged in right now.
Oh yeah, we're not. Oh shit.
All right.
Definitely didn't.
Minor difficulties here. I can't tell if that's still recording or not.
It might be. I don't even know. In case we are still recording,